Time for another this or that lightning round. You're going to understand whether trademark or copyright applies to different aspects of your blog. Let's go. So first, your blog name. That's kind of an easy one. It is the name by which all of your readers recognize your work, your blog. And a name, of course, that signifier is protectable under trademark law. Next, infographics. Of course, that can be anything from an explanation of a process to a cool way that you've set out the ingredients that go into a recipe. And infographics are graphic designs, which are artwork, which are protectable under copyright law. The actual blog post. So what is a blog post? It is text. It is maybe video or audiovisual materials, maybe some kind of free download. It may be graphic designs. It may be all of those things. And each and every one of those things is a creative work and creative content that is protectable under copyright law. A video or a vlog. Well, that's easy, like a motion picture, right? And that motion picture or audiovisual work is certainly a traditional creative work protectable under copyright law. Hashtags. Hashtags are tricky. Sometimes brands will use their own trademark, their own brand name as a hashtag among other hashtags. When it's used in that way, that trademark, of course, is a trademark whether or not it's a hashtag. It's being used as a hashtag, but it is a trademark. Now, other hashtags are more so descriptors or descriptions, whether you are DIY blogger or hashtag lifestyle blogger or hashtag lifestyle blogger life or any of those. Those are hashtags you're using to get people to find you. And because they are not really trademarks, they aren't really copyright either. They're not really anything. They are descriptors or descriptions used so that you can grow your audience, right? Printables. Who doesn't love a good printable? Printable is most likely a download and most likely in PDF or JPEG form. And so those are actually protectable under copyright law. Same thing with photos, whether they're downloadable or not. Of course, photos are a huge part of blog posts, and photographs are certainly protectable under copyright law. Finally, recipes, and this is a trick one. So recipes, mere listings of ingredients are actually called out as not protectable under copyright law. Now, how to get around this as a blogger? Well, it's very rare that you will see a blog post with just a list of ingredients. Without any kind of prose or at least instructions on how to make whatever the recipe is. And instructions by themselves too are kind of tricky when it comes to copyright law. But the more creative you can be with those instructions, the more storytelling you add to it, the more photos you add to the recipe, then it starts to become a more creative, copyright protectable work. So recipes, kind of copyright territory, depending on if you have the right elements in that post. I hope that helps you better understand what's protectable in your blog, whether it falls under copyright territory or trademark territory, and I'll see you next time.